All right, what is going on, guys? Welcome to the stream, and thank you for tuning in. And welcome to Tuesday's travel news. And it is May 20th, 2025, man. And we have a couple of stories to discuss today, but as normal, please like the video on the way in. And if this is the first time that you've ever seen any of my content, let me introduce myself. My name is Jay. The YouTube channel is called Trippin with Jay, and we mainly focus on travel vlogs. And in between those trips, we love to do live streams over here as well, where they become informational and educational as well. So hopefully you guys can obtain some value, extract some value out of these videos. And if you think you like these types of videos, go ahead and subscribe for me as well. It really goes to help to support the channel. So let's actually begin with the travel advisories here. So we have a couple of changes for this week. So we have Somalia that changed to a level 4, do not travel. Japan, of course, super safe. We don't really have to dig into Japan. And we have Peru that changed to a level 2, which is exercise increased caution. So the same thing with Tajikistan and Switzerland, safe as ever. Okay, so the two that stick out here to me, Peru. So let's find out with Peru. Peru is level 2, exercise increased caution, and looks like it's at the Colombia-Peru border area. So, okay, exercise increased caution there. I guess it's still pretty safe for the most part, but crime happens everywhere, as you guys already know. And then for Somalia, is a 100% do not travel, level 4, and it says do not travel to Somalia due to crime, terrorism, civil unrest, health, kidnapping, piracy, and lack of availability of routine consular services. So that essentially means everything happens in Somalia. So don't go there right now. As if you're trying to visit, don't go there. But if you're like, you know people there, or you know people in Somaliland, which we all know if you have watched this channel for any amount of time, Somaliland is a lot safer. And Somalia as a whole, I guess, not so safe. But Somaliland is actually pretty safe if you guys do your research about it. So the first major story out of the two that we're going to talk about today, we can just transition over to the next. It is some more news from Spain. So, a few weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago, there was a power outage in Spain and in some parts of France as well. That was caused by, I guess, someone was switching off the power for one of the power companies that provided all of the power to that part of Europe. But this time it is an outage for cell networks. So we have a short video here on YouTube that we're going to look at and see if we can extract anything from here. And let's talk about it and see what we think, guys. Let's see.
All major mobile networks in Spain shut down on Tuesday, just 4 weeks after the country was hit by a national power outage. The network of all major providers like Movistar, Orange, Vodafone, Digimobile, and O2 were affected by the outage. According to media reports, this has caused heavy financial damage to the country. According to data from Down Detector, landline telephones were the worst affected, and Spanish telecom giant Telefonica appeared to have been affected to some extent. Local media
Okay.
reports said the disruption was likely linked to a network upgrade being carried out by Telefonica. The Down Detector website reported that issues began at around 2 a.m. according to El Pais. For those reporting issues, 72% were outages, 18% related to having no signal, and
Bro, we're not going to watch the whole video because I'm having a little trouble understanding her. No disrespect. But essentially what we can extract from that is that it appears that one of their cell carriers, I guess one of the major ones in the country, they were doing some system upgrades and somebody screwed up, bro. And it knocked out everyone's cell phone service in the entire country. So that's insane. And another outage, another L for Europe that I wanted to talk about. Now we actually can move on to the story I've been wanting to talk about for a minute since it happened. I think it happened on Sunday. Is this. So there was a Mexican ship that was somehow just cruising in New York somehow, and they crashed into the not the London Bridge, the Brooklyn Bridge. My bad, guys. And it was this is huge news, man. For some reason, they had a huge Mexican flag. I just haven't heard the entire story. And then we'll watch something also that has a couple of more updates that was just uploaded today. So we're going to just watch for the people that may not be so informed about it. Let's go ahead and just watch and see the story in its totality.
It's just unfathomable. This Mexican tall ship owned by the U.S. Navy crashing into the Brooklyn Bridge last night.
No, I totally get it. We've seen this video now a couple of times. A lot of people waking up probably seen it for the first time.
And still.
Yeah, it's staggering. The ship's towering mast, they snapped under the undercarriage of the bridge there. 2 people are dead at this point. More than a dozen others are injured. So we want to head to the scene now. Weekend Today New York's Jessica Cunnington live over at Pier 36. That's on the Lower East Side, and that's where the ship is docked right now. Jess, what's the latest?
Yeah, it is docked here for now. It's being guarded by 2 NYPD officers and also an NYPD harbor unit boat that is in the water here. But wow, there are so many questions that people have this morning about how this happened, how it could have happened, and the NTSB will be conducting a full investigation into that. But I want to take you closer to this boat, to this tall ship that was on a naval training mission.
Bro, it looks like something out of Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, why are they sailing ships in 2025 that look like this? What's the point? I don't get it.
It was on its way to Iceland. That was supposed to be the next stop. But instead, officials say there was some sort of mechanical mishap that led this ship to smash right into the Brooklyn Bridge. You can take a look at the top of the masts there that are just broken, snapped, hanging over now. You might have seen the video. It was posted all across social media. We, of course, showed it to you last night. But really, this happened around 8:30 p.m. when that ship just veered straight on into the bridge. In one video, you can see, as you both mentioned, sailors up on the masts seconds before it hit the bridge. Tons of people in Manhattan and Brooklyn were out by the water. It was a beautiful Saturday evening, as we know. So many people watched this happen and could not believe what they were seeing. According to the naval lieutenant on that ship, he had told our team earlier last week that this was a training mission for cadets at a Mexican naval school. Now, officials told us 277 people in total were on board, and you're taking a look at photos here of the massive rescue effort last night by the
See, like from the video, from like our perspective, like looking at the collision with the bridge, it doesn't look like it would have caused like that major damage or that major of a damage or harm anyone, but it was probably terrifying for the people that were on that ship. And of course, my condolences to the families of the people that are impacted by this craziness here, man. This is insane.
FDNY and the NYPD to get every single person off safely. Now, Mayor Eric Adams says 19 people in total were injured, and we know 2 people passed away. According to the preliminary investigation, the NYPD said the pilot assigned to navigating the boat out into the water, well, they believe there was some kind of mechanical issues that then caused that ship to hit the bridge.
Dancing, singing, but there was people on the mast standing up, and I don't know, they were backing up, and it hit the top shelf, and the mast came down, and the people were just hanging from there.
The captain that was maneuvering the ship lost, I guess, power of the ship and the current. Mechanical function caused the ship to go right into the pillar of the bridge, hitting the mast of the ship where there was a couple of sailors on top of it.
Damn, bro, that sucks.
Now, here is some video of the ship that had been at Pier 17 last week. This is, of course, way before this crash happened. The lieutenant had told our team that New York was just one stop of many on the training cruise, and normally at all of the different ports that the ship visits, it attracts a lot of attention from local residents in the different places that they visit. And people are welcome to come onto the boat, to exchange culture, to get to know a little bit of Mexico. So this ship has a lot of meaning. It has been out at sea for 36 years in total. New York City right now working very closely with the Mexican government right now, especially with family members of those two people who passed away. They, of course, are making their way here to New York City. We know 2 others are still in critical condition this morning, and others are injured as well. What we know in terms of the Brooklyn Bridge, the Department of Transportation Commissioner, along with the mayor, said after a preliminary inspection of the bridge, there seemed to be no damage done to the bridge itself or its structure because or due to this crash. So the bridge is open and running as normal. But again, the NTSB will conduct a full investigation about this incident. Live on the Lower East Side this morning, I'm Jessica Cunnington. Back to you.
What a horrific story.
Dude, that is crazy. And from the video, it honestly, it didn't look like it would do any crazy damage like that, but 2 people passed away, unfortunately, and a lot of people are injured, and a few of them are critical from that just collision with the Brooklyn Bridge. Is absolutely insane. So they have a couple of they have some new clues about why the collision happened here. And I haven't seen this yet, so I want to go ahead and see what type of updates they have to provide to us.
We have new reporting here after that deadly boat crash right into the Brooklyn Bridge. Chilling video here showing the masts of that Mexican Navy ship snapping into pieces. Nearly 300 sailors on the ship on a training mission. 2 of them were killed, several others recovering from injuries tonight, and there are many questions about how this happened. Here's Gio Benitez.
Tonight, growing questions about what caused that catastrophic ship crash into the Brooklyn Bridge, killing 2 people, injuring 19 more. Stunning videos capturing the moment of impact Saturday night. This one filmed by someone on the bridge. Late today, officials confirming there was no significant damage to the iconic bridge. The NTSB says the Mexican Navy ship carrying nearly 300 people on a training mission departed a Manhattan pier around 8:20 Saturday night with the help of a tugboat. Sailors seen lining the towering masts. The ship reversing into the East River when it started to pick up speed.
We are going to be accessing all the different electronic data to determine at what point the vessel began accelerating.
4 minutes later, around 8:24 p.m., the crew requesting assistance from more tugboats. And roughly 45 seconds after those calls, the ship hitting the bridge. All 3 masts snapping like sticks, sailors left dangling. That tugboat appeared to try to steer the ship, called the Cuauhtémoc, south, but it kept drifting north. Boat appeared to try to snapping like sticks, sailors left.
Yo, the people are actually like dangling, bro, and they were set up like how they. So I didn't know that detail before. So before they actually hit the Brooklyn Bridge, they were on the actual parts of the mast. So here, they were actually there. That I think those are all people that are standing up there with the lights. I could be mistaken, but where are the people at if those aren't people? And it's about to hit the Brooklyn Bridge. And you guys just saw that craziness, man.
All 3 men try to steer, snapping like sticks. Sailors.
Look at this. They're dangling from that area, man. That is wild. Wild stuff, bro. A preventable. I think that could have been prevented, bro. A humongous ship like that, and for it to just crash into the Brooklyn Bridge, rather, is, to me, it's just insane, man. It could have been preventable.
Left dangling. That tugboat appeared to try to steer the ship, called the Cuauhtémoc, south, but it kept drifting north towards the bridge. Experts pointing to videos like this showing a possible wake, suggesting the engines were pushing it faster right into the bridge.
That indicates that there's some sort of propelling force. So it does indicate that the ship is coming astern and actually driving itself toward the Brooklyn shore and the bridge.
And David, it's still not clear if a mechanical issue played a role in this crash. The NTSB is now waiting on Mexican officials to give them permission to board this ship and interview the crew. David.
All right, Gio Benitez reporting tonight. Gio, thanks as always.
bro, the crew's still on the ship a day later after the crash. Yeah, that's insane, man. I don't know how they would like navigate that because technically that's Mexican government property. So they do need the permission to actually board that vessel. So what I'm thinking is how did the people that were injured, how did they get medical help if they needed the permission of the US government to enter the US or what have you? But there's still some more details that need to come out. And hopefully we get those details in the coming days because this just happened over the weekend. And this is definitely one of the craziest tragedies I've ever seen, especially to have so many angles of the incident be available on the internet, right? It's just like the helicopter crash that also happened in New York. There were multiple angles of that happening. And now with this, the more angles we seem to have, the more questions we need to start asking as well. So this could have 100% been prevented, in my humble opinion, right? They knew they were going towards the Brooklyn Bridge, and the tugboats were supposed to guide them away from it, I would assume. So somebody's at fault here. Hopefully they get down to who actually caused it, and hopefully it doesn't happen again because, if it can be prevented, why not prevent it? Is my thinking. But I think that's going to be it for today, guys. It's going to be a little bit of a shorter stream, and I'll be back on Thursday as normal, and we're going to do a Mexico pre-stream on Thursday, so you guys will be kept abreast of what is going to happen with the channel for the next week and a half. Is daily streams when I'm in Mexico next week. So look forward to that. And subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, guys. And I really do appreciate you tuning in. And my name is Jay. You've been Trippin' with Jay. And I really do appreciate you guys if you made it all the way to the end of the video. So thanks once again. Like the video on the way out. Make sure you're subscribed. And don't forget to listen to the podcast. And it's in the description box below. All right, guys. Peace. Thank you, guys.